Hey, guess what? Guess what? Hey, Shawn, I know you're curious what I'm going to say as well.
I have no idea.
I want to invite all the people who love this show to head over to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark at Facebook, and you can become part of the Randomosity community. That means we're looking for your ideas. We're checking the comments for your ideas for topics. Would you rathers? That's a good question, the problem solvers, so that we can use them on the show. You can check out photos, videos, and other fun stuff. And by liking or commenting there, you're helping to support the show. Look, we appreciate you over there at Facebook. And don't forget to click that follow button. That's all there is to it. Now, let's get to the show. What happens when two idiots give life advice? Explore unrealistic situations and give random topics more thought than they deserve? It's Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. Welcome to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark, back with you for another spectacular episode. Would you rather, Mount Forehead, and a wonderful and a comical topic all about some amazing TV characters that we think would not fare very well in a fisticuffs. That's a fight for you.
Yeah, thanks. I was going to have to ask you to clarify,
Okay.
You know where I'm at on our hierarchy scale there,
I understand.
I'm above Bonehead though, so we know that.
Oh my gosh. How you doing today, Shawn?
Doing all right. Yourself, sir?
Doing good. Can't complain. We talked about the hierarchy again, idiot, moron, bonehead, all that down. I've got another story that relates.
Oh, dear God. Okay.
Yeah. This is from Alpena Township, Michigan.
Excuse me?
Yeah, Alpena Township, Michigan. And see,
I don't think we can say that on the air.
Oh no, I did the research.
Okay. All right.
So apparently this 30-year-old man was going around, he was breaking into houses, and he came to a house and the door was locked. So he thought, hey man, I've got this. He reaches into his wallet, pulls out his debit card, and he jimmies the lock, gets inside and steals some stuff and then goes home.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the only problem is he left his debit card on the counter.
Ooh. Free pizza and the guy goes to jail.
Free pizza. Yeah, what's he going to do? Complain?
Yeah. I used my card. You took my TV.
Oh, so no, he must have ordered that pizza before he robbed my house.
Yeah, you might find marinara all over this house. I don't know.
That's right. You might.
If you're smart, you'll actually fling marinara. That was not like that when I got here.
No kidding.
Hopefully you don't have a Ring doorbell that shows when the pizza got
delivered. Deliver it to the back door.
Anyway.
Okay, so we like talking about some of the old shows and stuff. Well, now you can binge watch Friends with an ice cream inspired by the series.
Oh, I saw this.
Have you heard about this?
I did see this. I saw there's more than just Friends. There's actually a couple.
Yeah. Serendipity Brands have announced that a flavor inspired by the 90s classic has made its way to their lineup. The item has been deemed Central Park Album Fudge.
Or Central Park or Central Perk?
Or Central Perk, sorry. Central Perk Album Fudge. It's named for the series, of course, iconic coffee shop that they're always in, and comprised of mocha almond fudge flavored ice cream that's packed with rich chocolate-covered almonds and swirls of creamy fudge.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good, isn't it? They also, you were talking about that. They also have a couple of other treats.
Yeah, one's a Christmas story inspired one, isn't it?
Yeah, so the roster is the Goonies Sloth and Chunky Rocky Road.
Does that got Butterfinger in it? I hope, or Baby Ruth? That should have a Baby Ruth in it.
Yeah, it doesn't say, but yes, it should. Caddyshack Gopher Tracks.
Yeah, they got that going for them, which is
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, that's nice. And A Christmas Story. Oh Fudge.
Oh
Peppermint
yeah,
Cookie Fudge Sundae. So the Goonies one and the Central Perk one are in the stores now, and the other two will be released later this year.
man, I'll have to get that. I'm such a big Christmas Story fan. I'll have to get that one and just put it on my bookcase.
And let it melt.
Yeah, I was waiting to see if you catch that. No, I'd at least be smart enough to eat it first, and then I guess hopefully, well, then rinse out the thing because otherwise you just get like science projects all over the place.
Yes, you would. My daughter will be happy about the Central Perk ice cream
Oh yeah.
because she's a
So will my
big
niece.
Friends fan. Yeah.
Yeah, my niece is the same way. She'll want that, and she's a
Mm.
big. She loves like sweets, so she'll get a blast out of that one.
She'll get a blast. All right.
Yeah.
Good. And the Goonies one, you can watch the Goonies and
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the Goonies one and the Gopher. I just love Moose Tracks ice cream.
yeah. So
So
Gopher Tracks has got to be very
yeah,
similar.
I'm not supposed to eat ice cream though because the guts don't like it. But man, I love ice cream.
Oh, ice
The
cream is
guts
the
don't, but I
best.
love it.
Mm.
I will love it while I'm eating it, and then I'll hate it while I'm rolling on the floor doubled over.
What do you consider a serving of ice cream?
What is a serving that I should eat, or a serving that
No,
I
no, no,
will eat?
no. Yeah, because I think a half gallon is a serving.
Yeah, they've got those little. They've got the smaller than a pint. I mean, what's the kind you can get? You get the Ben and Jerry's, and they're almost. I call them the personal kind because they're about the
Oh,
size of your
I
hand.
think those are a. I think those are a pint.
Yeah, so they got one that's smaller than that, and that's if you looked at the servings, I will almost guarantee you that probably says 2 servings for the smaller version, so the half pint one.
Half pint.
Um,
Laura
yeah,
Ingalls.
I would, oh my god, I didn't even know I was setting that one up. Anyway, I would say I could probably eat a pint in 2 sittings, so a pint would be a serving.
Really? Wow.
But you
Okay,
think I'd
well.
eat it in one?
Well, I
I
mean, one of
mean,
those pint ones they're not very big, so I mean, it's like that seems like a
yeah,
serving to me. I don't know.
I'm talking about like the Ben and Jerry's you would get at like 7-Eleven, so it's not the full size carton of
Right,
ice
it's a
cream.
small. It's a
Yeah,
small one. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I just recently I got some Ben and Jerry's with the toffee coffee, I think is what they call it, and it took
Coffee,
me two
coffee.
settings to eat that one. Yeah, it took me 2 settings to eat that one, so that's what I'm basing it on. And
I
then my
gotcha.
stomach, hated me for it, but God, I loved it while I was eating it.
Ice cream is the best, man. I just
It really
love
is.
ice cream.
You're having a bad day if you got ice cream. You're no longer having a bad day.
That's right. Everybody should go out and buy some ice cream now and enjoy the show.
Yes, they should.
You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, and several other platforms for podcast. We appreciate all your reviews, all your support from the Randomosity community. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod.
All
Yep.
right. So
Hey,
as you
Shawn.
said, yeah.
Sean,
Mhm.
we're gaining a lot of popularity and people kind of recognize us when we go out now and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're kind of a medium deal. Yeah.
we are. Yeah. So, I don't mean to brag. Okay.
Okay.
But cashiers are always checking me out, man.
Oh my God. I can tell you've been a dad for a while.
Oh, let's move into the first segment.
Would you rather? Na.
Kick a chicken with it.
Na.
Kick a chicken with it.
Na.
Kick a chicken with it.
A little bit of a flashback to last week on the misheard lyrics.
Yeah, that was a great show.
I loved that. I was laughing all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
So would you rather we do that again sometime?
Yes, I would rather that we did that sometime again.
Hey, speaking of would you rather, I think that's the segment we're in.
I think
What
it
are-
is.
What are the
I think that's
chances of that?
I think that's what the guy said right before we started talking.
Oh, yeah, that guy's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Anyway, so of course, would you rather? This is where we ask each other odd or interesting questions, where you have 2 options to answer, sometimes 3. That's when our
Yeah,
brains
we
start to
found that.
smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, your brain starts to smoke when you have to think of more than three options. But you have to choose an option and then justify why you chose that option.
Right. All right.
All
Our
right.
first would you rather question comes in
Mm-hmm.
from Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Yep. Would you rather have an infinite fridge so it restocks itself,
All right.
or would you rather have an infinite gas tank?
Oh my God, infinite gas tank.
Is it an infinite
Infinite
gas
gas.
tank?
Yeah, yeah. I never have to go get gas again. Gas prices, I know they go down, but they also go up. It's
But how long does
get.
it take you to get gas?
I guess it doesn't take long to get gas, but when I'm in the grocery store, I don't mind it so much. I can look at things. I can find new things that I might not have known existed. What am I
Yeah.
going to find at a gas pump?
I guess that's true.
I'm gonna find gas.
I
Well,
don't know, man. An infinite fridge, you go in and,
oh, an infinite fridge would be great. Don't get me wrong. And
I mean, these
nothing
are
says, and nothing says if you have an infinite fridge that you can't go to the grocery store. But
right. I mean, these are two good things. I mean, sometimes we have
mhm.
things that aren't good, and
Oh, I got that coming up. Don't worry,
oh,
I got that
great.
covered.
uh, I just think it'd be great. You go in, you
hmm
use your steak, and you go back, and oh, there's more
There's
steak.
another steak, right? No, I agree. I don't mind going to the grocery store. Blah, 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 blah. I don't mind going to the grocery store so much. Again, I might find something I didn't know existed.
Yeah, I can
And
see that. I can definitely see that. I don't know. I think I would go with the infinite fridge.
yeah, I mean, both have their advantages. I get annoyed when I have to get gas. I don't know
Okay.
why, because I got to pull off the road. I got to do this, or I have to remember to do it on my way home from work. So I'm sure as hell not going to want to do it in the morning before work.
Right.
Um, or I'll be driving and I'll have totally forgotten. Then all of a sudden, bing, 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 bing.
Mm.
Oh yeah, I need to get gas. Son
I
of a
need to get
gun.
gas. Yeah. I mean,
So
to me, it's grocery. I mean, I like to go grocery shopping. That's not a big deal. But
when you're hungry, you want it right there.
right.
You don't want to be
That's
hungry. You don't want to be hungry. Open the fridge and be like, ah,
right.
all it all that's in there is old yogurt and Sunny D and the purple stuff.
Yeah. Oh gosh. So yeah, I would go with the infinite fridge though. So you're going with the infinite gas
Yeah,
tank.
I'll take the infinite gas tank. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now, do I have to keep the same car? Because if I want to upgrade cars, does the infinite gas tank go with me, or do I have to keep the same car throughout life?
Um.
And what happens when your infinite fridge, the condenser goes out?
Right. If you have to get a new fridge, does it still be
hmm
stay?
Now we're talking about magical situations here, so I imagine they both transfer over. I mean,
Oh, yeah. It's
there's
probably the
probably some
local
paper.
wizard.
Oh God, that guy is weird. Um, there's probably some paperwork you have to sign. Transfer of title, all that stuff.
Probably. I
There's
would think.
always there's always bureaucracy with the local wizard.
Oh, there always is. I mean, he never does
He,
anything like really nice. I mean,
I
there's
mean,
always a catch.
I know it's like I'll do this for you, but you got
You
to
have
do
to
this for
do
no.
this. Yeah.
You can do that without me doing that, right? It will please me.
So he's not like a good wizard. He's kind
He's
of
not really a
almost an evil wizard, kind of, but not
he's
quite.
not really a bad wizard. He's just more of an annoying wizard, I guess.
I guess so. We probably should
More,
stop talking about him because
yeah, yeah.
he might turn you into a newt.
A newt.
Well, I got better.
All
Go ahead with your
Maybe.
first one.
All right. So, would you rather have to wear a shirt that is kind of itchy, or always have to use one-ply toilet paper?
Hmm.
So the shirt's not like super itchy, but
It's a
it's
little itchy. It's kind of
and
uncomfortable.
it's gonna itch on the back. You know that, right? It's just
Oh
gonna.
yeah.
It doesn't say that on the question, but you know that's where it's gonna itch.
Oh yeah. Um,
Um,
man, I'm gonna. Oh boy, there's so many ways to go with this. And one ply, I just hate one ply. I hate
Oh
when you
yeah.
accidentally buy one ply. You end
Mm-hmm.
up using way more than you have to.
Oh yeah, you got to build a barrier with that stuff. You gotta,
No, I know.
because one ply your finger can poke through, and you don't want the finger to poke through.
True.
Man, this is a real tough choice. I mean, yeah, it's itchy throughout the day, and you're. I mentioned now thinking about it, but
Mm.
the whole day you're like but then the toilet paper is just one time while you're there. But man, what a bad time.
Yeah, that's not that. Yeah, that's not a good time when you have that one ply stuff.
Right. So man, but the itchy, I can feel it right now. That's just not cool.
It's not good.
So yeah, I think I'm going to use a loophole here, Mark, because it doesn't say always use one ply and there's not going to be any on the roll. It just sounds like, so I'm just going to double up and go with the one ply, and I'll just
I'm not sure that that's the way I would want to go with this.
I just the itchy shirt all day. No, I don't think so. I hate one ply TP, but man,
And that's like every shirt you put on,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah. Every shirt is going to be kind of itchy, so it's not like
Okay.
super itchy. It's not like you just got a haircut and it went down your shirt kind of thing. But it's
Gotcha.
just maybe they used a cheaper fabric. I don't know.
Mild inconvenience type of deal.
Yeah, yeah, but all
Okay.
day long mild inconvenience as opposed to
Yeah.
you know
Okay. Okay.
cleanup time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think I'm going to have to go with the one ply. Can't
God.
believe I'm saying that.
See, I told you I got the bad stuff covered.
I see that. I see that.
What's your next one,
Okay.
sir?
All right. So you're going to love this one. Would you rather talk like Mickey Mouse when you're in a good mood,
Okay.
or would you rather talk like Donald Duck when you're in a bad mood?
Oh, Donald Duck, because it'll put me into the good mood.
Yeah,
Although
because
that
the
would
other, yeah,
that
go
would have
ahead.
sucked though when my car broke down. That would have sucked because I had to call my dad to give me a ride.
Oh no,
He's hard of hearing anyway. So could you imagine?
he couldn't understand you.
What? What? What?
Of course, if you're in a good mood, then you're walking around talking like this all the time. Hey, Pally. Hey, how you doing today?
You just imagine you're at work and it's a good day and yeah. Hey, how you doing, boss? What are you doing? Oh, it's just a good day.
Yeah,
I kind of want you to have something bad happen to you.
yeah. I'd rather have you talk like Donald Duck.
Could you imagine though if you're a telemarketer? I would
Oh
if
my.
I was a telemarketer and people were jabbing at me all day, I'd be in a bad mood. So, I can't do Donald Duck as far as like an actual conversation. All I can do is
Right.
but just that all day, No, I would not like a subscription to your magazine. Get off my phone.
Here, you threw a loophole in there. Let me throw another one in there.
Oh God. Okay.
So, like, if you pick the Donald Duck thing, does that mean like your pants disappear and you just have a shirt on?
I'm okay with that.
oh, oh man. So, are you normally in a bad mood or are you normally in a good mood? Because that's where you'd have to really kind of play this out.
I mean, I can be neutral most of the time, I guess. I mean,
So, I guess if you're neutral, it's just your voice. But if you're in a really good mood,
can neutral be goofy? Because I could live with that too. Well, gosh.
yeah, that would be. Okay.
All right.
So I think
Yeah, I gotta go with Donald, even if there's no
yeah.
pants.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Donald
So
as
so
well
if
on
if
that
it's
one.
Mickey and you're in a good mood, do you have to wear like red suspenders? I mean,
Yeah, you have like shorts on, with the two buttons and yeah.
that would put me in a bad mood, and then I'd be Donald.
Then you'd be Donald. Why couldn't you do both? I think that's
Oh God, I just pictured a mutant Donald Mickey hybrid.
Oh man.
Kill me. Anyway, I don't know why he talked like the fly, but
I don't either.
oh, good night. Okay, so one more question for you, Mark.
Okay.
Would you rather have edible spaghetti hair that regrows every night, or would you rather sweat maple syrup?
Cooked or uncooked spaghetti?
I mean, unless you want to have like just a spike hairdo all the time, it would have to be, uh, it would have to be cooked. I would think, right?
I guess if you're a punk rocker, that would be great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess you probably get the choice, but I mean, it's edible, so I mean, you could, pull your own hair out and cook it.
True. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
Mhm.
That's a plus. So I'm putting that in the plus column.
But then it says it regrows every night though, so you know you're also gonna have people pulling. Well, I don't think I'd eat somebody else's hair, so maybe not. Uh,
But it's
if
edible. You said it's spaghetti. I don't know.
I mean, technically, hair is edible right now, but it's like,
No, it's not.
well, okay. What I mean is, it's not gonna poison you if you happen to ingest some hair. Is what I
Some
mean.
hair. I
I'm
got
not
you.
saying that you should, create a meal of hair. That's just gross.
Ugh.
But man, but the other option is sweating maple syrup. So it's
Yeah,
90
I don't know
degrees
if I'd like.
outside. No, no, no. Yeah,
I
if it's
wouldn't want to be sticky all the time.
no,
And then
that
if
would
you
be
add the itchy shirt
shirt.
all the time,
Well, that would put you in a bad mood, and then you'd be talking like Donald.
yeah, no
And
kidding.
then
Oh
something
man,
about a gas tank in a fridge. I don't know.
in the fridge. Yeah, I don't know which
Yeah,
one it would be, but
yeah.
uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the spaghetti here because right
Yeah.
now with me, I would much rather have any
Hair
kind
that
of
grows back
hair.
every night. Yeah.
Yeah,
I got hair again.
yeah, woo.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go spaghetti hair too. I mean, even if it's gross
What do you
spaghetti,
wash your hair in then if you have spaghetti hair? Marinara?
I mean, yeah, and you don't use regular shampoo because then you can't eat it
Right.
because it's got. I mean, it's edible at the time you grow it, but if you treat it, it comes unedible, inedible,
Mm,
inedible.
inedible. Yeah.
And then yeah, so marinara, or maybe you just rinse it.
Rinse it. Okay.
You just
They
rinse it.
have they have that they have that where the stuff that you can do to wash your hair, but it's a powder. It's like
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
occasionally. So would you use like grated cheese for that?
Grated
Like
Parmesan, yeah.
Parmesan?
Somebody's like, "Oh, you put Parmesan on your spaghetti here, huh?" No, I
Yeah.
just ran out of Head and
No. Yeah.
Shoulders.
Okay.
As they're scooping it onto their plate and just, huh?
Oh, gee.
This has turned
Yeah.
disgusting.
It has. I'm gonna have to go with the spaghetti here. I just don't
Yeah.
want. I don't like being sticky at all,
Yeah.
and I
Agreed.
couldn't imagine. You're sweating, and just think if you're in bed because
Mm-hmm.
you sweat, and
Oh,
that would be disgusting. And then taking your shoes and socks off, and you
oh,
have
sweaty.
this like,
I have sweaty feet too. Yeah.
oh,
So usually when we do this, the other option you can usually find some positive for. I
right.
can't find this. Like, there is no positive of sweating maple syrup. Yeah, you have
I
maple
I
syrup
don't
for
think
your
there is.
pancakes whenever you want, but that's not really. I'll go to the store and buy it.
I guess you don't stink as bad. You smell like maple syrup. So
Well,
now
that.
bees are chasing you all over the place.
Oh no! It's like honeycombs, honeycomb. No, anyway, that's maple syrup. Yeah, it's not honey;
Yeah.
it's maple syrup.
Yeah,
Oh
maple.
man, bears are coming after you now, and
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't go
bears and
camping anymore.
bears and bees. Ugh,
Mm.
just sweating maple. Oh my god, that's just
Oh, jeez.
no. Yeah, so yeah,
No,
there's not
definitely.
many. There's not many questions we give where the answer is obvious, but this one is
This
spaghetti
one is
hair.
quite obvious. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, if you all are listening to this and you would choose maple sweat over spaghetti hair, hit us up on the social medias. Let us know. It's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all Randomosity Pod. Let us know if you would actually rather sweat the maple syrup than the spaghetti hair, and then explain yourselves because you've got to rationalize that. There's I just can't see how there's a show your work is what I'm saying basically. I just don't see how
Show your work.
I don't see how that's a good option, but yeah. So if that's what you'd rather do, let us know.
Right.
Oh God.
So coming up, we're going to have our topic for today, and this would be TV characters that we think would lose in a fight every time.
And then we're gonna fight him.
Yes. Going to be talking about TV characters that would lose a fight. This should be very interesting, Shawn.
I believe too, as well. Yeah.
I mean, I guess we're looking at these nerdy characters that we think just couldn't handle themselves if they got in a brawl. I mean, there's plenty of those kind of characters throughout television history. I mean, like Beaver, Jerry Mathers
Oh yeah, the
from Leave
beef
It
would
to
not.
Beaver. Yeah,
Yeah, he'd get his butt handed to him. Yeah.
and even like Barney Fife.
Yeah. He's only
He
got one
thinks,
bullet.
yeah, and he thinks he can take care of himself, but we all know that comes out bad every time.
Right.
So,
Right.
and then I mean, there's just all kinds of characters out there that we that. So let's just get into it. I think.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can't just pick an entire cast. Like, I can't just say the guys from The Big Bang Theory, right?
Right. I mean, um,
Who would get their butt whooped worse out of those four? I guess is five if you count Stewart, but
right. Yeah, Stewart. Yeah. Well, that would take care of it. It's probably Stewart.
Stewart is probably one that would get. But see, Sheldon would be the one that would not stop talking and would just. He can't fight, but he also can't leave an argument. So
Right.
he would just get. He would be getting pounded.
I think you're right.
Be
I think that would be the
he,
guy right there.
he would be getting pounded, and then he would be getting up and say something else smart, get knocked down again. He get knocked down, but then he gets up again.
What
Eventually,
is
he's
this? A
going to be kept down.
Chumbawamba song?
Yes, yes.
I get knocked down, but I get up
I'm gonna
again.
get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with if I have to pick one from Big Bang, it's Sheldon.
Okay. I can say that's probably the one that
Yeah.
you are correct
I mean,
on that.
and they'd all get thwomped, but yeah.
Oh sure. I'm gonna go with from Two and a Half Men,
Oh
Alan
yeah.
Harper. John Cryer, of course.
Yeah, John Cryer. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, he
Yeah,
would
I
just
mean-
get destroyed. He almost gets destroyed by the nanny on the show or the housekeeper.
The housekeeper. Oh
Yeah,
well,
I
yeah,
can't
but
remember her name.
I think she could take Charlie Sheen. Maybe.
She could take Charlie Sheen, him, and the kid.
Mm.
Man. So let's see who else. Well, like if you go back into the '80s,
Mhm.
you think about it, most of the characters on the show are actually kind of big. Night Court, John Larroquette, 6'4", looks like he plays a wimp on the show, but he could probably defend himself if he had to. You got Bull, 6'8", just mountain. You got Mac, the guy, the court clerk. He's
Right.
strong guy. He's former Marine, and then you got Roz, who will just destroy anything in their path. But there's one guy, Judge Harold T. Stone. He would get destroyed. So yeah, I mean Harry, he's like what, $150?
Yeah, soaking wet. Yeah.
Yeah, arms like pipe cleaners. Even in the robe, you can tell he's a stick figure. I mean, he's just, if he wasn't a judge, people would just romp on him.
I think you would. Yeah, I think they would. Yeah, I think that's a good choice there. I don't think that he's going to be able to hold his own.
No, I think even if he hit me with a gavel, I'd be like, no.
No. I don't think so. So.
Yeah.
Do you remember the show The Middle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know exactly where you're going already. I know exactly where you're going.
Sue Heck.
Sue Heck would not. She would think she could talk her way out of one.
Right.
I thought you were going to go with Axel.
Yeah, I don't. I think
Or
that
not
he
Axel.
could-
I'm sorry, not Axel. Axel's the big brother.
Oh,
right?
you're talking about Brick.
Brick. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know. He might be able to hold his own. I don't know.
Yeah, Brick might be able to fight.
Fight. Yeah. Woo! uh,
Now, isn't that Brick's thing where he says something and then he whispers it to himself?
oh, he whispers it to himself. Yeah, and then he
Yeah,
was
yeah.
started that whoop.
Oh, he did do that.
Yeah, I think he was trying to not to whisper to himself anymore, and he would do that instead.
Yeah.
So that's
But yeah,
yeah.
Sue Heck would, yeah, she'd say something, not realize what she said, and oh man.
Oh, that would be bad. Yeah.
So
So I think that's. Go
are
ahead.
we allowed to go cartoons here?
Yeah, we can go cartoons.
Okay, so this one, I'm going to take it back. I was going to say Meg Griffin, but there's a few episodes where she just waylays some people. Like the anger, her anger boils over, and she just straight up
Oh,
just
okay.
like she goes to the soda machine, fills a pillowcase with sodas from there, and then just starts whipping on her bully with a can of with a, with a pillowcase full of soda cans. Or when her dad and her friends are tormenting her while she's driving them around because they lost their licenses, and they get her so angry that she hits a car in front of her. And the guy gets out, starts yelling at her. She gets out and just kicks his ass. I almost said it. I didn't say it, but I almost said it.
You
Kicks
almost
her
said
butt, kicks his
yeah.
butt. Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, I don't know that there's anybody in that show because Stewie has weapons. Brian probably couldn't win a fight.
you don't think so?
He's pretentious. No, I think Quagmire's whooped him how many times already?
Oh, yeah. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Um. Yeah, we'll go with that. If you're gonna keep animated, Mo probably wouldn't win a fight in The Simpsons.
Mo.
Bartender Mo.
Yeah. He seems like he's.
Oh wait, if we're
Seems
going
like
with
he could.
Simpsons, Mr. Burns.
Oh, Mr.
He
Burns.
definitely could. Now he's like 112. He'd turn into dust.
He would. I think I think you're right there. I think that's who you'd have to go with. Oh, jeez. Oh
Oh my
man. Well,
god.
I just thought of somebody, Mr. Rogers.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
but who would fight Mr. Rogers?
Yeah. No, I don't know who would fight him, but if we were gonna pit him against somebody,
If
and I know there
Mr.
was. Go,
If somebody was gonna fight Mr. Rogers, every kid that grew up with Mr. Rogers would find out where that guy lives and just destroy him, taking turns. It would look like the scene in Airplane where the girl's freaking out and there's just a line of people to knock some sense into her. It would
oh,
look like
jeez.
that if people tried to beat Mr. So the guy that would beat Mr. Rogers up, that's who wouldn't win.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think. Oh
Yeah.
gosh.
But in the spirit of the topic, yes, he would not win in a fight. I don't think.
Right.
If he
Yeah.
had to fight, I think he'd. Yeah.
Daniel the Lion would probably take him out. No.
Welcome to Neverland.
Oh,
Anyway,
man.
or not? No, no, it's Imaginary Kingdom. Welcome to the Imaginary Kingdom.
The neighborhood of make believe.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the man. I can't even do it now. I've lost it. Anyway, let's see. Who else could we go with?
How about
I'm trying to think of some. I'm thinking of some old TV shows now. Like, would Fred Mertz win a fight?
I don't know. He seems like he might be tough.
Yeah, he seems like he could take a licking and then he'd tire you out.
Yeah, I think so.
Fred Mertz would run the rope-a-dope on you. Yeah.
Well, talk about old shows. How about Felix Unger?
Felix Under would get destroyed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, in The Odd Couple.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, because he'd end up with some kind of sinus thing and
Ross, going back to some newer type shows.
Oh,
you talk
yeah.
about Friends. Yeah, Ross he's not gonna win a fight. He's just
Well,
not.
yeah, because I was debating between Chandler and him, but I think you're right. I think he's the wimpier of the two.
Yeah, Chandler's got a little size on him, so he may not win a lot of fights, but he'll win at least one.
Yeah, he may not. Yeah. he may
Yeah.
not.
So How I Met Your Mother. Would Barney Stinson really win a fight? Probably not. He'd think he could talk his way out of one.
Yeah, I think you're right there.
Yeah, so you got Barney and you got like Marshall would. Marshall, if you know the history of How I Met Your Mother, he grew up with 3 brothers and everybody in that family is like 6'4" or bigger.
Mhm.
So he
So
actually
he
can
probably
throw down.
knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to mess with Big Fudge. Yeah.
Big Fudge.
That's his nickname on the show.
We've been watching
Uh,
this kind of, just watching it here and there.
mhm.
Frasier. So I'm going to say David Hyde Pierce, as Dr. Niles Crane.
Yeah, Niles got no chance. Yeah,
He
yeah.
he can't even handle his own wife, Maris, who looks like coat coat rack, wearing something.
So if we're gonna do Frasier, Cheers, do you think that Norm or Cliff could actually take someone? Norm
Ooh,
Norm has kind of got some size on him, but he seems like he has no guts or gumption even.
yeah,
So he just, but Cliff would try and hey, well, he'd try and talk his way out of it and
I
get
think he
thwomped.
would.
I
Yeah,
think Woody could. I think Woody secretly can fight, so not Woody.
hmm,
Sam was a pro athlete, so he's probably at least somewhat able to defend himself. But that show just stopped being funny after Kirstie Alley ate Shelley Long. So
yeah, yeah. It was funny, but it was not the same show. You're right. You're
no,
right.
no.
Mm.
Oh,
How
so
about
yeah,
how about
yeah.
Lenny and Squiggy from Laverne and Shirley?
Neither one of those would win a fight.
I don't think so. I
If we're
you
gonna go
know
that route,
I
Richie
don't even think
Cunningham
they'd.
wouldn't win.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to fight against each other.
No, no. Lenny and Squiggy would. They would just talk each other to death.
Oh, jeez.
And if we're gonna go that route, Richie Cunningham probably wouldn't win a fight.
Richie Cunningham, yeah, yeah,
And
because
in that vein, Opie Taylor might. No, anyway, uh,
Opie Taylor. I don't know Opie, man. He was kind of,
he was feisty. Yeah,
he was feisty. So I think maybe Opie might be able to handle himself. Yeah, if we're really looking at that.
right. God, who else can we put in there? Any Steve Buscemi character, but I shouldn't say that because on Boardwalk Empire he's a bad MF.
Mm.
Um.
What about The Office?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. Steve Carell's
Mike,
character in the
yeah, Michael, yeah.
yeah, Michael Scott would die.
I
Um.
think so. I don't think he
No.
could take care of any any problem like that.
Um. So I haven't seen the show, but Andy Samberg's character in Brooklyn Nine-Nine looks like he's a cop, so he should be able to defend himself. But it just looks like Andre Brower, his captain, could just destroy him at any minute.
Oh yeah, I think you're right there. I think you're right.
Yeah, I haven't watched the show, so I really shouldn't comment on it. But yeah,
Mm.
let's see.
What about that '70s show like Fez?
Fez would Fez Fez is wiry though, so he might get the lucky shot in. But
Mm.
Foreman, yeah, I can't think of his first name, but Foreman, he would be done. I don't think
Yeah,
he can fight. Yeah, he seemed like a chicken anyway.
yeah, yeah. One
Now,
that throwback to your days,
mhm.
Screech from Saved by the Bell.
Oh, Screech is done. I mean, like, well, literally, but I didn't mean it that way. But Screech wouldn't be able to fight. He'd just be in a locker. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think you're right. I think you're right
And
there.
I don't even know if they did an episode where he tried to fight. They didn't even like a lot of shows. They'll bring up ones where the wimpy character or the weak character will try and fight someone. I don't even think they did that with Screech. They just let him.
Yeah, because you going back to Happy Days, I remember,
Hmm.
Richie. Well, he was supposed to fight the Fonz at one point,
Yeah, well, that's
and
how the Fonz was introduced, kind of, wasn't it?
yeah, and then yeah, yes, it was, and then because he was a member of the Demons or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but then he also ended up going to have to sword fight some guy. But then the Fonz actually did it. So
And then he jumped the shark.
and then he jumped the shark, and
Right.
and then rode away with Pinky Tuscadero, or was it Leather? I don't remember which.
I don't know.
How about in Seinfeld? How about Wayne Knight?
Uh,
Newman.
Newman needs to get whooped.
Yeah,
He again though. That's one of those guys that's got a little size on him.
he does have
Uh,
some size, but I just don't. In that show, I just
he's
don't think he's.
yeah. In the show, he'd be done. Jason Alexander. I just blanked on his character's name. God,
George.
Kramer, George. Thank you. George would get stomped. George would. Yeah, George is going down.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I don't think so. Newman. Yeah, I guess Newman could get knocked out.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think I think Kramer's wiry enough that he could actually. I know he's run away from things before. You know,
Hmm.
they've had him in confrontations and he kind of ran away. But I still think if push came to shove,
Literally. Uh,
yes.
what are
Well,
some
you
other?
talked about Happy Days.
Hmm.
I can think of another guy on there, Potsy Weber.
Yeah, Potsy would. Yeah, Potsy's not gonna make it. Yeah.
No, I see. I think Ralph would be okay, but I don't think that.
Donnie Most. You think Donnie Most would be all right, huh?
Well, I mean, according to his character, he did, come across a
Yeah.
little tougher than the rest.
Yeah, I guess so. Man, I just what's
Are you
an
a
would
blanket or something? Oh,
huh?
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, Eddie
You're.
Haskell. Do you think he would want to fight? Do you think he would try to talk his way out of it? Do you think he'd
Oh,
actually
I
go
think he
into it?
tried to. I think he tried to talk his way out of it.
But
I mean,
if it came to him getting into a fist fight, do you think he'd do it with somebody his own age? I think he would try and take on somebody younger because he was a bully.
yeah,
Like,
maybe
yeah, like he wouldn't go after Clarence, but he would go after
Clarence,
what was Beaver's? He had Whitey, but then he had
Lumpy.
who's his, Lumpy. Well, I thought Lumpy was Lumpy Rutherford, but I thought that was Clarence. I thought that was
Oh,
Wally's friend,
maybe
Larry Mondello. Larry Mondello.
yeah, Larry Mondello.
There's another guy. Larry Mondello would not want to fight.
No, I don't think so. Here's another one. Back, we've talked about this show numerous times, and us being in radio at one point. How about Les Nessman?
Oh,
Yeah.
Les got turkeys scared Les away. So yeah, Les would. I mean, he always had band-aids on. You ever notice that?
Yeah, every episode he had a band-aid in
Every,
some place on his body.
yeah. So he's always getting hurt. So yeah, he would get hurt. Yeah.
I think
And
you're right.
if you're gonna go to back into news radio, Dave Foley's character. I don't remember anybody's name on there,
Oh,
but Dave Foley's character on news radio would just he was so wimpy and so pretentious. He had to get pounded.
yeah, yeah. I can see that. I can
And Joe
definitely see
Rogan
that
was
one.
on the show. Joe Rogan's a like UFC guy, so uh,
Oh man,
man, what
yeah.
other shows can we bring up, man? We're just kind of running through them, but I
Well,
know
okay,
we got to
I've
be
got one
missing
for you.
some.
It's one of your favorites from way back
Hmm.
when because we used to talk about it all the time. Modern Family.
Oh
So
yeah, Cam can fight. Uh, Alex is gonna
Alex,
get beat. Alex is
yeah.
gonna get beat. Yeah, she will. She will smart talk someone. Like
Mm,
Haley, I think would actually fight. I don't know if she'd win, but she would actually fight,
mhm.
so she could win.
Come on,
Manny
she
might
played.
get
She
beat.
played. Yeah, she played cello, right?
She
And
played cello.
and did backup vocals for the Electric Light Orchestra.
Yeah, she did. So yeah, but again, Manny could probably he looks like he could handle himself, but I think
You
he
think
would
he
get
would?
beat. I don't. He'd talk his way into trouble, and then he wouldn't realize he was in trouble.
Mm, yeah, yeah, you're right.
Like at least with Cam, he had the farm upbringing, so he would be along the same lines. Like there's a lot of similarities between Cam and Manny if you think about it, but
Mhm.
um, Cam with that farm upbringing, I think would be able to take care of himself.
Okay.
Um, what else? What other shows, man? I know we're missing
Oh,
some.
yeah. How about Fresh Prince of Bel Air? Carlton.
Oh, Carlton's going down, and he won't even know it.
Yep. He might be okay for a minute, but
Yeah,
after that, I think he's going to go down.
yeah, and then we'll take it. Phil will come in and just throw everybody around then.
Yeah, Phil can handle himself, as you call him,
Uh,
Doctor Phil. But it's
now, Carlton, why do you think you got into the fight?
oh
So
my
Family
gosh.
Matters. Urkel would get
Oh, Urkel.
unless he turned into Stefan or whatever that whole.
Right.
I
If
would
he's Stefan, then
yeah, I stopped watching by that point, so I don't. I don't know the Stefan time thing or storyline.
Yeah.
Because by that point, Perfect Strangers, Balky. Do you think Balky could win a fight?
Oh, I actually think that he could.
Cousin Larry wouldn't. Cousin Larry wouldn't, but
Cousin Larry would be. Yeah, I think he might be the guy in there that would not win. Would not
mhm.
win at all. Um,
um, my two dads, Paul Reiser.
Paul Reiser. Yeah.
Well, the other dad, who nobody's ever heard of since then, they might have. I don't know.
Well, he was
He.
on another show before that. It was BJ and the Bear.
Oh yeah. Was he the bear?
No, he was BJ. The
Oh,
bear was a
saying that.
chimpanzee.
Saying BJ, that just made me think of MASH, BJ Honeycutt, Radar.
Radar. Yeah. Yeah.
Radar would get. I mean, yeah, he's army trained, I guess, but
But yeah, I don't.
yeah,
Yeah, he wouldn't want to fight you.
he wouldn't. He'd talk you out of it.
Yeah.
That was
Exactly.
supposed to be my Radar impression, but it was
Yeah.
bad.
Not. Yeah. It was not good. Uh.
God,
Yeah.
there's so many TV shows that we're skipping, and I'm sure if we went, like if we even went to, there's nobody on Law and Order. I mean, obviously the lawyers, but I
And
mean
I
that's
still
just a
think they're
given.
fine. Yeah. You can't really go to
NYPD
some of these.
NYPD Blue. Do you think Medavoy would ever?
Mm,
He's a cop, so he's got the training, but
yeah.
he's like he's the least physical cop in that whole thing. Like I don't think he ever tunes anybody up.
Yeah.
But since he's a cop, he's probably got the chance to win a fight,
Right. I would
right?
say that sometimes these drama ones are harder to pick from because I mean
Yeah,
they are set
you,
around that
yeah.
aspect.
So we got to pretty much stick with comedy. So what's a show we haven't brought up yet that I think would, man,
I don't know.
this we've done Night Court, we've done Happy Days. I got a way that I can sneak Johnny Galecki in, Roseanne.
Oh yeah,
So I
yeah,
could take a guy from Big Bang Theory, put him as David from Roseanne, and he's gonna get his butt whooped every
yes,
time.
definitely. I agree with that. I agree with that one.
Especially in the later seasons, like when he originally had some kind of spine, but then as shows go on, they just get wackier and wackier, and he just became the pushover.
Mm,
So yeah, he's
true.
not gonna win a fight.
No, he is not. He is not. I don't know. I think that I think we've hit pretty much everybody that we probably need to. But if you don't feel that we have, then in the comments on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, go ahead on there. Let us know who you think could not handle themselves in a fight, uh, and just let us know. And
All
or
right,
as
coming
and
up.
as Sean says, show your work.
Yes, show your work. Yes, yes, I'm a math guy, so show your work. All right, coming up next, we've got Mount Forehead. All right, time for another Mount Forehead. This is one of our newer segments where we take four people or items or whatever, and or we take a subject, I should say, so it could be people or items, and we pick four iconic people or parts of that category, whatever it may be, and we place them on our own Mount Rushmore. Only we're calling it Mount Forehead because copyrights. Uh,
Right, exactly, exactly.
but forehead, it makes sense. Four heads on the thing, and it's
So
funny.
yeah, so we've chosen '90s country singers,
Hmm.
and we didn't put bands in there because we don't want. We're not putting all these people up on there.
Yeah, I mean, and then you'd have, like, if you pick Lone Star, you'd have four heads in the space of one. And it would just look weird.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, the '90s were just a wonderful time for country
Hmm.
music. The hair was big, the sound was iconic. You had artists like Faith Hill and George Strait tearing up
Hmm.
the airwaves, and it brought that unique pop country sound to Nashville, I think.
Yeah, it did. It
So,
really did.
So what we're going to do is pick the biggest artist that we think should be on our Mount Rushmore or Mount
Mount
Forehead.
Forehead, yeah.
Actually, yeah,
All right, and I think our lists are going to look kind of similar, or
they
at least,
might.
yeah, we're going to have at least one person that's the same. I think it has to be. So why don't we just lead off with that person, because we both know when it comes to '90s country, you're pretty much talking Garth.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who's bigger in the
I mean,
'90s?
in the '90s, nobody really. I mean, you had he was country. He transcended everything.
He did. He did. And I mean, yeah, he had the over the top Western shirts on. Man,
Mm-hmm.
his stage performance was just incredible. I mean, energetic, running around on stage, doing all that kind of stuff. And I got to see him a couple years ago when he did the stadium tour, and
Mm-hmm.
just fantastic. The man never took a break. He just was great.
Yeah, I saw him in the 2000. No, it was in the '90s. About 96, 97. The stage show was really great then as well. As he gets older, he does not slow down, like you said.
Mm-mm. I mean, just think
And
of
you
the
know,
songs he had. I mean, he just had so many. I mean, "Friends in Low Places" comes to mind. You know, Billy Joel's "Shameless." He
Shameless,
covered
yeah.
that. He
Mm-hmm.
covered that song.
Made it more
Uh,
popular than Billy did, yeah.
yep.
He,
And
in fact, Billy Joel never released Shameless,
right,
but it was on Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 3 because Garth recorded it
right.
and
Now, and
made a hit with it.
he showed up at Central Park when Garth was
Hmm.
there.
Yeah,
So
they did New York State of Mind together.
right. So
And Shameless together, obviously. They did that together too, but
yeah.
yeah.
So I mean, obviously, we can't go and say that Garth isn't uh, going to be on there on both of them.
Yeah, yeah, he's just has to be. It's like you can't make a Mount Rushmore of '90s country and not have Garth on there. If you don't put Garth on there, you're not really doing this category justice. So yeah.
Mhm.
So then my number two, and I think this is another person that just took the put the world on fire in the '90s in country, Shania.
Oh yeah, Shania definitely.
She, right with "Whose Bed Have Your Boots Been Under," but then I just blanked on the big song that really put her into popularity. What? Oh my god!
Um,
Once you say it, I'll know it. But I
yeah,
mean,
and I'm trying to think of some different Shania
well,
songs.
and we talked about one last week. Still the one.
Still the one, yeah.
Man, I
Uh,
feel like a woman.
you do?
I knew you were gonna go there, but yeah, yeah, yeah. No, the song Shania's "Man, I Feel
I
Like a
got you.
Woman." Yeah.
I got you.
Um. Yeah, but "Whose Bed Have Your Boots?" Yeah, I remember thinking that was a remake, like somebody
Yeah,
else had done it.
that don't
But
impress me much.
That Don't Impress Me Much is a really good one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Um. And even before her big hit, she had a song "What Made You Say That." If you've ever heard that one's actually pretty good.
that is,
Um.
yeah.
There's "You Win My Love." That's another good one. Oh, and yeah, the big one, "Any Man of Mine." That's the one that
Oh
everybody.
yeah, 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 yeah. Any Man of Mine, yeah.
Yeah, that's one that just made everybody just like, okay, who's this lady? Who is she?
Hmm. Yeah.
And yeah,
And she's from Canada.
yeah, she is Canadian, yes.
Hmm. Yep.
But yeah, she took the country world by the reins.
She did. She
Mm-hmm.
definitely did. I mean, there was a lot of great women back then. That really paved the way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Oh yeah,
you can't deny that. I mean, before that, I mean, uh,
you got Reba, you have Tanya
yeah,
Tucker, you've got
Dolly
uh,
Parton,
mm-hmm. Yeah, you have all of
Loretta
those.
Lynn.
Loretta Lynn, if you're going way back, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
yeah, just even even if you go, well, I was trying to think of. I guess Lori Morgan wasn't that big of a in the
yeah,
'80s before the
yeah.
'90s, um, but yeah, all those women paved the way. But when you think '90s women country, I think Shania is the first one to come to mind.
Oh yeah, I definitely agree with that. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I agree. My next one would be Alan Jackson.
Ah, way down yonder on that Chattahoochee.
That's right. He was more of a traditionalist, I think,
Hmm.
when it came to
Yeah.
the country scene. I mean, we talked about Garth and Shania, who were a
Hmm.
little more poppy sometimes.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but he was very much a traditionalist. He stayed with that classic country format, and Papa Top, he did that one.
Papa Top
Yeah,
again.
you mentioned
Tall Tall
Chattahoochee.
Trees.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah,
So yeah, I just think that
yeah,
he had that great country sound.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, and I don't. He has never done anything that was even close to pop. Like,
No,
not even he doesn't even come near the genre. Like even George Strait. You think of George Strait, you don't think of pop country, but Heartland is a pretty
that is
popish
yeah.
song.
Hmm.
So yeah, and I can't think of one song that Alan Jackson did. I mean, he redid of the song about the car. Give me a minute, Mark. Um, God,
Oh yeah, it
Summertime
was
Blues.
yeah.
Summertime Blues is actually what I was thinking of, not the one of and Mercury. Crazy about a
Mercury
Mercury.
Blues, yeah.
But they didn't sound poppy when he did them. They were pop songs originally, or not really pop. They were rock songs beforehand, but they did not sound rock when he did them. They sounded like they had always been country songs.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you there. I think that he certainly withheld that. I mean, I know there's a lot of traditionalists out there that
Mm-hmm.
go, "Oh, this ain't country" and stuff, but I think that you have to have that evolution of music,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
otherwise it
music
just
evolves.
dies. Yeah.
Right. If everything sounds the same for all of eternity, then what's the point of making it new?
Hmm. Oh yeah. Uh huh. You are
Mm.
right. I mean, it
All
has
right.
to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So number 3 on my list, this man, I think it was mid '90s when he came in, but once he came in, he was instrumental in the popularity of the '90s boom of country music. Tim McGraw.
Oh, Tim
As soon
McGraw.
as everybody heard "Don't Take the Girl,"
Don't take the
everybody
girl.
just that was the big song that put him in the stratosphere. I think he had messed up in Mexico before that.
Yeah, and
I
Indian
think
Outlaw came out with that
Indian
same
Outlaw was
album.
before that. Yeah.
Yeah,
And those both came out before Don't Take the Girl, but Don't Take the Girl was the song that really shot him into superstardom.
yeah. I mean, he's
And
still going
then,
today. I mean, that's the
yeah.
thing.
Well, and then now he's an actor today, and
Hmm.
he was in the movie Friday Night Lights.
One of
He's
my
in a couple of. Oh, go ahead.
one of my favorite songs. Right. Well, I mean, it's been out for a while, but it's "Humble and Kind." I really love that song,
Hmm.
and yeah, I have to agree. He would certainly have a place on Mount Forehead.
Yeah. But it's weird. We just go from this whole thing where we're like being analytical and we're being as close as we can get to serious,
Right.
talking about this stuff, and then Mount Forehead. It just
Yeah. It just doesn't. Yeah.
oh, but that's randomosity for you.
That's right. That's right.
All right, who you got
Uh,
next for your amount, sir?
Okay, I wanted to put George Strait on here, but you and I talked, and he was really big in more '80s. I know he
Hmm.
still had hits in the '90s, and he certainly deserves to be up there. But
He would be on my all-time country Mount Rushmore or Mount
right,
Forehead.
Mount Forehead, yeah. So, I'm going to switch it up a little bit and put Martina McBride.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah,
Yeah, I mean
that definitely works.
one of the biggest voices in country music, I think.
I think so too. Independence Day.
Hmm.
Um, I just blanked. I know a whole lot of Martina McBride songs, but I just blanked on all of them.
Yeah.
That's how it works with me.
Yeah.
I can sing them all throughout the day, but then when you need it on
I
demand,
think didn't she do "My Baby Loves Me"?
yeah, she did do
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah. Was she the one that did "Heads Carolina, Tails
Tails,
California"?
California. That was Jody Messina.
That was Jody
See,
Messina. Yeah,
see, when you don't need it, I got it right there.
yeah,
But
right. But now we can't think. But anyway, she was big name, big.
did she? Did she have a crossover in the '90s? I know she had a crossover at some point,
I think. Yeah, I
but
can't
I
remember
can't.
if it was the '90s or not though. But definitely a superstar there.
Oh yeah, and in keeping with the theme of women in country and my Tim McGraw, Faith Hill is my number 4.
Okay.
And she really did hit big. She had a couple crossovers in the late '90s, and with "Breathe" and the way you love me.
Oh yeah.
But she had some hits before that. "Wild One" was I think that was her first big hit.
Hmm. I think yeah, Wild One. Yeah. This Kiss.
"This Kiss" that was another one that was a crossover because "Breathe," "The Way You Love Me," "This Kiss" those are all 3 crossovers like back to back to back.
Yeah. So you have a husband and wife on there.
I do have a husband and wife, and I'm going
Yeah.
to put them on opposite ends of the mountain just to be an.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'll agree with you. Yeah, Faith Hill definitely needs to go up
Hmm.
there. Yeah, definitely. Um, okay, I've got one more.
Okay.
Joe Diffie,
Ah, the pickup man.
the pickup man. Yeah,
Yeah, he
Third
was
Rock
pretty
from the
big in the
Sun. Yeah,
yeah.
and I actually got to
Uh,
see him
mhm.
perform, and just he was tremendous. Definitely '90s country there.
Yeah, I saw him in the '90s at what. So here in the St. Louis area, we've got a concert venue that pretty much everybody calls Riverport because that was its name for a long time.
Right.
But it's changed names so many times. And he was there for a radio station's Country Fest. So it was right when the Dixie Chicks were starting, because they were the opening act.
Mm-hmm.
They had him come out and he played his big hits. But then the DJs that were running the thing came out, and their big thing was they like the country song they liked the most was "Big Balls in Cowtown" because of course it was. So
Yeah.
they had him play that with them,
Asleep at the
and
wheel.
asleep at the wheel, right? They had him play that one because they are children, like we are.
Mhm.
And so yeah, he put on a great show. He really did, and he
Oh
just
yeah,
recently passed.
he did. He did.
And
And
part of the beer bug, yeah.
yeah, and I mean, his music, is still out there for us to
Hmm.
enjoy, and I still do enjoy it. I mean, he was
Hmm.
certainly, uh,
One of my favorite songs of his is "Ships That Don't Come In."
yeah, yeah.
I love that song actually. Yeah,
Hmm.
that and "Pickup Man," "Third Rock from the Sun." He has a lot of good feel good songs, but when it comes to putting out a meaningful song, he can do that.
Oh yeah, rocking the mullet.
Oh yeah, he had the mullet right up until the end, didn't he?
I believe he did.
Yeah.
I think I'd have to think. I'd have to look at pictures. I'm not sure. He
Every
may
picture
have
I've
cut
ever
it.
seen of him, every picture I've seen of him, he looked like a bulkier Jeff Foxworthy. So
Yes, yeah, yeah. You got that right. You got
he had
that
the
right.
cookie duster, he had the mullet. Yeah.
Mm, yeah, I think that's you know. So I mean, we've got quite a
Quite a
setup
list
here.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I
why
mean,
don't you go ahead?
there's
Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was going to say there's some other ones that um, that need to be mentioned. I mean, Reba McEntire
Hmm.
was huge
Yeah,
at
she
that
was
time. I seen
Alabama.
her and Vince Gill,
Oh, Vince Gill.
Alabama.
I love Vince Gill. Yeah.
Yeah, Alabama. Because it goes back to the '80s too,
Hmm.
and maybe late '70s.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I
It
think you
might
are
have been.
correct.
It might have been just the '80s, but I
Hmm.
mean, they were a tremendous group. Garth's wife, Trisha Yearwood.
Trisha Yearwood.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh
another
yeah.
another another great one there.
She almost surpassed Faith Hill on my list. She almost made it over Faith Hill.
Oh, okay, okay.
Hmm.
The Chicks were big back then.
Yeah, they were the Dixie Chicks back then, but of
Back
course,
then, yes,
yeah,
but I'm just trying to see if we might have missed. I think we hit probably the top ones. I mean, like
yeah.
you
Well,
said, though, you were starting to say
I think you could add Lone Star to that as well.
right, but we
To the
decided not to
'90s,
use
not to use
groups.
groups, right? And you could put Brooks and Dunn in there for the '90s as well if you're going to put groups in. Um, so maybe we'll revisit this with the country groups.
Yeah,
That might be harder for the '90s to do groups though because I
we might
can't
be
think
able
of too
to.
many.
We might be able to do something with topics,
Hmm.
and do you know, even if it's just country music, or we can do '90s country or whatever. But I think it would be good to go into that.
Right, I think so too. And if you have any Mount Forehead topics that you'd like us to throw around, go ahead and hit us up on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, all Randomosity Pod, and just let us know what you'd like us to cover.
Yep.
All right, so that's going to do it for another week of random nutter nonsense here on the Randomosity. Was it Randomosity Network is what I had, and you had Randomosity Community?
Yeah.
Are
Well, the
those are
community is the audience,
and the
and the
network
network is
is the
the
broadcast, right?
platforms. Yeah.
Yes, I had a little bit of a brain toot there, yeah.
Yeah.
So So we'll be back with another show next week. Remember, new shows drop every Sunday, and I believe Mark went through all of the most of the podcast apps that we're on, or programs, I should say, platforms.
And hey, remember April Fool's Day is coming up.
April Fool's Day is coming up, and we are fools, so we'll probably have a little something planned.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So again, new show coming up next week. So until then, have a great week.
Later.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you listening to Us Idiots again this week. Tell your friends and family about the podcast, and to see what other nonsense we're up to, check us out on Facebook at Randomosity with Shawn and Mark. You can also catch us on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Randomosity Pod. And remember, we're idiots. What do we know? Hey, you did it! You made it to the end. Thanks for listening. It was a real fun ride, Mark. This one was especially good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, I felt like I was on point and my form was excellent.
Yeah, you complimented yourself a lot throughout the show.
Well, thanks for noticing that I did that. Head on over to Randomosity with Shawn and Mark on Facebook and Randomosity Pod on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, and keep up to date with all the nonsense that we're up to.